I think now we
need to move to Europe and talk about the English Premier League. Of course, there's been transfers going on. The clock is almost closing. The window is almost closing. Liverpool doing amazing business, getting Diaz from Colombia to sign for Liverpool, and of course he's coming into Sadio Mane's position just to make sure that that is sealed up. What I loved about the business, and this is what I love about Klopp, he's getting a good value player at an affordable rate. He's going to earn about £60,000 a week. He's not expensive.
That's a deal.
It's a very good deal. And you're only paying about 30 million. But the thing is, this means that Divock Origi and I think Nat Phillips and Minamino may have to be either sent out on loan or be sold. Because Liverpool is all about balancing the books. We're not like Man U guys. You guys just go writing checks and spending money. And
Man U, we did try to balance the books. I mean, realistically, we did what most Africans are supposed to do first. Stage one, cut costs.
Exactly.
Oh, you are trying to be African.
No, we just let's try and be African here, because I mean, the mistake we make a lot of times is we tend to go out there and spend in order to get results. Well, sometimes you have to look at what do you have, practically rearrange it.
What
cut
can
your
you work
costs
with?
back in that house. Are you hearing me? Cut your costs back at home, and then look at off the savings, what you can balance out or what you have left to be able to get a better player in. So Man U got Martial out.
Yeah.
I think we got Martial out. Whether it's the right choice, I think he's a player who's put in all his effort in the team.
Yeah.
But the team does not effectively use him in the right way. So it tends to have, and it has tended to create a bit of frustration in him, which means it becomes a tough player to manage. So I think it's for the good of him and for the good of the club that he had to leave.
For me, I'm looking at it this way. You've let Martial leave, which I think was good for his career.
Right. Yeah,
then
good
again,
for him.
As soon as he leaves, then you have the Greenwood issue.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm not so sure that Ragnick had actually planned for Greenwood's.
I don't even want to look at it from that point of view. I'm thinking there are certain decisions being made at board level about balancing your books that are not making sense. For example, Van der Beek. Van der Beek has not gotten playtime. And let me tell you, if you watch that guy playing for Holland, and now you're offloading the guy to Everton, right?
You see, the problem with Van der Beek is he plays as a number 10, whereby he has to compete for position with Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes.
But he signed on to the... Look, you see, the thing is, you have to accept, and I keep saying, is Pogba all that he is cut out to be?
Okay, let's accept something. Even that's a bigger issue. And to just summarize what both of you have said is, you buy a player when you don't have a plan for how to use them. How to use a player. Don't buy a player because you can afford him. As I said, cut costs first. Look at what you have. Every time I
so now you guys are offloading Van der Beek.
Every time I think of cutting costs, I look at him. But you cut costs first, and then you look at what you really need. So we've been buying players that we don't really need in the team. Now, when it comes to the very sensitive issue that we still need to discuss, which is the Mason Greenwood issue, is the fact that he's just recently been accused of course, rape and assault. And I say accused because we don't know what the situation is. It's alleged. And that puts Man U in a very sensitive position. But what's even more worrying is the story within itself. I think we need to take a little bit of a step back and look at that story. You have a young player who lives a certain lifestyle. And
he's earning a lot of money.
Earning a lot of money. And there are a lot of things that come into life's play when you become caught up in that life space. And I think it then just highlights the amount of responsibility we have in
that
guiding.
has been given to these young people who are earning all this money.
We have to start guiding them the way they should live their lives, handle their money, handle their personal business. A lot of that comes into play. We're dealing with very young people earning this money. We're not talking about the average young adult.
But you see, Roy, I'm going to jump back and say to you, both of you, because you're both Man U fans, if you look at Rashford, I think made the Queen's list, was it like a year or something ago, because of what he's doing off the pitch. And he's also young. He's also from this school of hard knocks. He's from a very humble background. But he was going back during COVID, making sure that guys are able to have food to eat.
But you see, Kenny, what you forget is that also Rashford had some issues with his girlfriend some time back. And that just underlines the lack of leadership in this Manchester United squad. Because I don't know how these guys hang out. I don't know how they hang out.
Off the pitch.
Off the pitch. Because I'm thinking if you have a captain like Roy Keane, you have a captain like...
Steven Gerrard, the old guys.
The old guys. They will tell you,
some of these things would have been managed.
At that level.
I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes. Also, people are not abusers or whatever it is. But I'm just saying that it's then managed in a way that everyone is given certain conditions and laws because he's a boss,
right,
or otherwise known better as a dictator, very well needed to manage things on the pitch and off the pitch.
So what we're just going to say is that we will see some changes obviously happening in Manchester United. Greenwood has been told he can't even train with the team until further notice. He can't play. He's a role model who has failed.
Yeah.
So there are going to be some changes at Manchester. Of course, the window is shutting down, I think, in a couple of hours. But the reality is that we need to look at what's coming up in the Africa Cup of Nations, where we've been having some